A Song of Ice and Fire, Book 1, A Game of Thrones, Appendix. House Baratheon. The youngest of the great houses born during the Wars of Conquest. Its founder, Orys Baratheon, was rumoured to be Aegon the Dragon's bastard brother. Orys rose through the ranks to become one of Aegon's fiercest commanders. When he defeated and slew Argilac the Arrogant, the last Storm King, Aegon rewarded him with Argilac's castles, lands, and daughter. Orys took the girl to bride and adopted the banner, honours, and words of her line. The Baratheon sigil is a crowned stag black on a golden field. Their words are "Ours is the fury." King Robert Baratheon, the first of his name. His wife, Queen Cersei of House Lannister. Their children: Prince Joffrey, heir to the Iron Throne, 12. Princess Marcella, a girl of 8. Prince Tommen, a boy of 7. His brothers: Stannis Baratheon, Lord of Dragonstone. His wife, Lady Selyse of House Florent. Their daughter, Shireen, a girl of 9. Renly Baratheon, Lord of Storm's End. His small council: Grand Maester Pycelle, Lord Peter Baelish, called Littlefinger, Master of Coin, Lord Stannis Baratheon, Master of Ships, Lord Renly Baratheon, Master of Laws, Sir Barristan Selmy, Lord Commander of the King's Guard, Varys, a eunuch called the Spider, Master of Whisperers. His court and retainers: Sir Ilyn Payne, the King's Justice and Headsman, Sandor Clegane, the Hound, sworn shield to Prince Joffrey, Janos Slynt, a commoner, commander of the City Watch of King's Landing, Jalabar Zoe, an exile prince from the Summer Isles, Moonboy, a jester and fool, Lancel and Tyrek Lannister, squires to the king, the queen's cousins, Sir Aaron Santagar, Master at Arms. His King's Guard: Sir Barristan Selmy, Lord Commander, Sir Jaime Lannister, called the Kingslayer, Sir Boros Blount, Sir Meryn Trant, Sir Aerys Oakheart, Sir Preston Greenfield, Sir Mandon Moore. The principal houses sworn to Storm's End are Selmy, Wild, Trant, Penrose, Errol, Estermont, Tarth, Swan, Dondarrion, and Caron. The principal houses sworn to Dragonstone are Celtigar, Velaryon, Seaworth, Bar, Emmon, and Sunglass. House Stark. The Starks traced their descent from Brandon the Builder and the ancient kings of Winter. For thousands of years, they ruled from Winterfell as kings in the north, until Torrent Stark, the king who knelt, chose to swear fealty to Aegon the Dragon, rather than give battle. Their blazon is a grey direwolf on an ice-white field. The Stark words are "Winter is coming." Eddard Stark, Lord of Winterfell, Warden of the North. His wife, Lady Catelyn of House Tully. Their children: Robb, the heir to Winterfell, 14 years of age. Sansa, the eldest daughter, 11. Arya, the younger daughter, a girl of 9. Brandon, called Bran, 7. Rickon, a boy of 3. His bastard son, Jon Snow, a boy of 14. His ward, Theon Greyjoy, heir to the Iron Islands. His siblings: Brandon, deceased. His elder brother, murdered by the command of Aerys the Targaryen II. Lyanna, deceased. his younger sister, died in the Mountains of Dawn. Benjen, his younger brother, a man of the Night's Watch. His household: Maester Lewin, counsellor, healer, and tutor. Vayan Poole, steward of Winterfell. Jane, his daughter, Sansa's closest friend. Jory Cassel, captain of the guard. Hallis Mullen, Desmond, Jax, Porther, Quint, Alan, Cain, Will, guardsman. Sir Roderick Cassel, master at arms, Jory's uncle. Beth, his younger daughter. Septa Mordain, tutor to Lord Eddard's daughters. Septon Shale, keeper of the castle's sept and library. Hullen, master of horses. His son, Harwin, a guardsman. Joseph, a stableman and horse trainer. Farlan, kennel master. Old Nan, storyteller, once a wet nurse. Hodor, her great-grandson, a simple-minded stable boy. Gage, the cook. Micken, smith and armourer. His principal lord's bannerman. Helman Tallheart. Rickard Karstark, lord of Carhold. Roose Bolton, lord of the Dreadfort. John Umber, the Great John. Galbert and Robert Glover. Wayman Manderley, lord of Whiteharbour. Mage Mormont, the Lady of Bear Island. The principal houses sworn to Winterfell are Karstark, Umber, Flint, Mormont, Hornwood, Serwyn, Reed, Manderley, Glover, Tallheart, and Bolton. House Lannister. Fair-haired, tall, and handsome, the Lannisters are the blood of Andal adventurers who carved out a mighty kingdom in the western hills and valleys. Through their female line, they boast of descent from Lan the Clever, the legendary trickster of the Age of Heroes. The gold of Casterly Rock and the Golden Tooth has made them the wealthiest of the great houses. Their sigil is a golden lion upon a crimson field. The Lannister words are "Hear me roar." Tywin Lannister, Lord of Casterly Rock, Warden of the West, Shield of Lannisport. His wife, Lady Joanna, a cousin, died in childbed. Their children: Sir Jaime, called the Kingslayer, heir to Casterly Rock and twin to Cersei. Queen Cersei, wife of King Robert Baratheon I, a twin to Jaime. Tyrion, called the Imp, a dwarf. His siblings: Sir Kevin, his eldest brother. His wife, Dorna of House Swift. Their eldest son, Lancel, squire to the king. Their twin sons, Willem and Martin. Their infant daughter, Janie. Jenna, his sister, wed to Sir Emmon Frey. Their son, Sir Cleos Frey. Their son, Tyon Frey, a squire. Sir Tigget, deceased. His second brother died of a pox. His widow, Darlessa of House Marbrand. Their son, Tyrek, squire to the king. Geryon, deceased. His youngest brother, lost at sea. His bastard daughter, Joy, a girl of 10. Their cousin, Sir Stafford Lannister, brother to the late Lady Joanna. His daughters, Serena and Marilia. His son, Sir Davon Lannister. His counsellor, Maester Krellin. His chief knights and Lord Bannerman: Lord Leon Lefford, Sir Adam Marbrand, Sir Gregor Clegane, the mountain that rides. Sir Harris Swift, father by marriage to Sir Kevin. Lord Andros Brax, Sir Forley Priester, Sir Amory Lorch, Vargo Hote of the Free City of Cohor, a sellsword. Principal houses sworn to Casterly Rock are Payne, Swift, Marbrand, Leiden, Bainfort, Lefford, Crakehall, Serret, Broome, Clegane, Prester, and Westerling. House Arran. The Arrans are descendant from the kings of the Mountain and Vale, one of the oldest and purest lines of Andal nobility. Their sigil is a moon and falcon, white upon a sky-blue field. The Arran words are as high as honour. John Arran, deceased, Lord of the Eyrie, Defender of the Vale, Warden of the East, Hand of the King, recently deceased. His first wife, Lady Jane of House Royce, died in childbed. Her daughter, stillborn. His second wife, Lady Rowena of House Arran, his cousin, died of a winter chill, childless. His third wife, Lady Lysa of House Tully. Their son, Robert Arran, a sickly boy of 6 years old, now Lord of the Eyrie and Defender of the Vale. Their retainers and household, Maester Coleman, Counsellor, Healer and Tutor, Sir Vardis Egan, Captain of the Guard, Sir Bryndon Tully, called the Blackfish, Knight of the Gate and uncle to Lady Lysa, Lord Nestor Royce, High Steward of the Vale, Sir Albar Royce, his son, Maya Stone, a bastard girl in his service, Lord Eon Hunter, suitor to Lady Lysa, Sir Lynn Corbury, suitor to Lady Lysa, Michael Redfort, his squire, Lady Anya Wainwood, a widow, Sir Morton Wainwood, her son, suitor to Lady Lysa, Sir Donald Wainwood, her son, Maud, a brutal jailer. The principal houses sworn to the Eyrie are Royce, Baelish, Egan, Wainwood, Hunter, Redfort, Corbury, Belmore, Melcombe, and Hersey. House Tully. The Tullys never reigned as kings, though they held rich lands and the great castle at Riverrun for 1,000 years. During the Wars of Conquest, the Riverlands belonged to Harren the Black, King of the Isles. Harren's grandfather, King Harwin Hardhand, had taken the trident from Arak the Storm King, whose ancestors had conquered all the way to the Neck 300 years earlier, slaying the last of the old river kings. A vain and bloody tyrant, Harren the Black was little loved by those he ruled, and many of the river lords deserted him to join Aegon's host. First among them was Edmund Tully of Riverrun. When Harren and his line perished in the burning of Harrenhal, Aegon rewarded House Tully by raising Lord Edmund to domain over the lands of the Trident and requiring the other river lords to swear him fealty. The Tully sigil is a leaping trout, silver on a field of rippling blue and red. The Tully words are family, duty, honour. Hoster Tully, Lord of Riverrun. His wife, Lady Menisa of House Went, died in childbed. Their children, Catelyn, the eldest daughter, wed to Lord Eddard Stark. Lysa, the younger daughter, wed to Lord John Arran. Sir Edmure, heir to Riverrun. His brother, Sir Bryndon, called the Blackfish. His household, Maester Vyman, Counsellor, Healer, and Tutor. Sir Desmond Grell, Master at Arms. Sir Robin Ryger, Captain of the Guard. Uthred's Wain, Steward of Riverrun. His Knights and Lords Bannermen. Jason Mallister, Lord of Seaguard. Patrick Mallister, his son and heir. Walder Frey, Lord of the Crossing. His numerous sons, grandsons, and bastards. Jonas Bracken, Lord of the Stone Hedge. Titus Blackwood, Lord of Raventree. Sir Raymond Darry. Sir Carol Vance. Sir Mark Piper. Sheila Went, Lady of Harrenhal. Sir Willis Woad, a knight in her service. Lesser houses sworn to Riverrun include Darry, Frey, Mallister, Bracken, Blackwood, Went, Ryger, Piper, and Vance. House Tyrell. The Tyrells rose to power as stewards to the kings of the Reach, whose domain included the fertile plains of the southwest from the Dornish marshes and Blackwater Rush to the shores of the Sunset Sea. Through the female line, they claimed their descent from Garth Greenhand, Gardener King of the First Men, who wore a crown of vines and flowers and made the land bloom. When King Meryn, last of the old line, perished on the field of fire, his steward, Harlan Tyrell, surrendered Highgarden to Aegon Targaryen, pledging fealty. Aegon granted him the castle and domain over the Reach. The Tyrell sigil is a golden rose on a grass-green field. Their words are growing strong. Mace Tyrell, Lord of Highgarden, Warden of the South, Defender of the Marshes, High Marshal of the Reach. His wife, Lady Alyra, of House Hightower of Oldtown. Their children, Willis, their eldest son, heir to Highgarden. Sir Garlan, called the Gallant, their second son. Sir Loris, the Knight of Flowers, their youngest son. Marjorie, their daughter, a maid of 14 years. His widowed mother, Lady Olenna of House Redwyn, called the Queen of Thorns. His sisters, Mina, wed to Lord Patrick Wedwine. Jaina, wed to Sir John Fossaway. His uncles, Garth, called the Gross, Lord Senshal of Highgarden. His bastard sons, Grass and Garrett Flowers. Sir Morin, Lord Commander of the City Watch of Oldtown. Maester Gorman, a scholar of the Citadel. His household, Maester Lomis, Counsellor, Healer, and Tutor. Aegon Verwell, Captain of the Guard. Sir Vortimir Crane, Master at Arms. His Knights and Lord Bannermen, Patrick Wedwine, Lord of the Arbour. His wife, Lady Mina of House Tyrell. Their children, Sir Horace, mocked as Horror, twin to Hobber. Sir Hobber, mocked as Slobber, twin to Horace. Desmira, a maid of 15. Randall Tarley, Lord of Hornhill. Samwell, his elder son of the Night's Watch. Dickon, his younger son, heir to Hornhill. Arwen Oakhart, Lady of Old Oak. Mathis Rowan, Lord of Golden Grove. Leighton Hightower, Voice of Oldtown, Lord of the Port. Sir John Fossaway. Principal houses sworn to Highgarden are Verwell, Florent, Oakhart, Hightower, Crane, Tarley, Redwine, Rowan, Fossaway, and Mullendore. House Greyjoy. The Greyjoys of Pike claim their descent from the Grey King of the Age of Heroes. Legend says the Grey King ruled not only the Western Isles, but the sea itself, and took a mermaid to wife. For thousands of years, Raiders from the Iron Islands, called Iron Men by those they plundered, were the terrors of the sea, sailing as far as the port of Ibn and the Summer Isles. They prided themselves on their fierceness in battle and their sacred freedoms. Each island had its own Salt King and Rock King. The High King of the Isles was chosen from among their number until King Euron made the throne hereditary by murdering the other kings when they assembled for a choosing. Oren's own line was extinguished 1,000 years later when the Andals swept over the islands. The Greyjoys, like the other islands' lords, intermarried with the conquerors. The Iron Kings extended their rule far beyond the Isles themselves, carving kingdoms out of the mainland with fire and sword. King Corred could truthfully boast that his writ ran, quote, "wherever men can smell salt water or hear the crash of waves," unquote. In later centuries, Corred's descendants lost the Arbor, Old Town, Bear Island, and much of the western shore. Still, come the Wars of Conquest, King Harren the Black ruled all the lands between the mountains from the Neck to the Blackwater Rush. When Harren and his sons perished in the fall of Harrenhal, Aegon Targaryen granted the Riverlands to House Tully and allowed the surviving lords of the Iron Islands to revive their ancient custom and choose who should have the primacy among them. They chose Lord Vicon Greyjoy of Pike. The Greyjoy sigil is a golden kraken upon a black field. Their words are "We do not sow." Balon Greyjoy, Lord of the Iron Islands, King of Salt and Rock, son of the Sea Wind, Lord Reaper of Pike. His wife, Lady Alanis of House Harlaw. Their children: Roderick, deceased, their eldest son, slain at Seaguard during Greyjoy's rebellion. Maron, deceased, their second son, slain on the walls of Pike during Greyjoy's rebellion. Asha, their daughter, captain of the Black Wind. Theon, their sole surviving son, heir to Pike, a ward of Lord Eddard Stark. His brothers: Euron, called Crow's Eye, captain of the Silence, an outlaw, pirate and raider. Victarion, Lord Captain of the Iron Fleet. Aeron, called Damfire, a priest of the drowned god. Lesser houses sworn to Pike include Harlaw, Stonehouse, Merlin, Sunderly, Botley, Tawny, Winch, and Goodbrother. House Martell. Nymeria, the warrior queen of the Rhoyne, brought her 10,000 ships to land in Dorne, the southernmost of the Seven Kingdoms, and took Lord Mors Martell to husband. With her help, he vanquished his rivals to rule all Dorne. The Rhoynar influence remained strong, thus Dornish rulers styled themselves prince rather than king. Under Dornish law, lands and titles passed to the eldest child, not the eldest male. Dorne alone of the Seven Kingdoms was never conquered by Aegon the Dragon. It was not permanently joined to the realm until 200 years later, and then by marriage and treaty, not the sword. Peaceable, King Daeron II succeeded where the warriors had failed by wedding the Dornish prince Mariah and giving his own sister in marriage to the reigning prince of Dorne. The Martell banner is a red sun pierced by a golden spear. Their words are unbowed, unbent, unbroken. Doran Nymeros Martell, Lord of Sunspear, Prince of Dorne. His wife, Melario, of the free city of Norvos. Their children, Princess Ariana, their eldest daughter, heir to Sunspear. Prince Quinton, their elder son. Prince Trystane, their younger son. His siblings: his sister, Princess Elia, deceased, wed to Prince Rhaegar Targaryen, slain during the sack of King's Landing. Princess Rhaenys, deceased, a young girl slain during the sack of King's Landing. Prince Aegon, a babe, slain during the sack of King's Landing. His brother, Prince Oberyn, the Red Viper. His household: Eriohota, a Norvoshi sellsword, captain of the guards. Maester Calliot, counsellor, healer, and tutor. His knights and lords bannermen: Edric Dane, Lord of Starfall. Principal houses sworn to Sunspear include Jourdain, Santigar, Illyrion, Tolland, Yornwood, Will, Fowler, and Dane. The Old Dynasty: House Targaryen. The Targaryens are the blood of the dragon, descendant from the High Lords of the ancient freehold of Valyria. Their heritage proclaimed in a striking, some say inhumane, beauty, with lilac or indigo or violet eyes, and hair of silver gold or platinum white. Aegon the Dragon's ancestors escaped the doom of Valyria and the chaos and slaughter that followed, to settle on Dragonstone, a rocky island in the narrow sea. It was from there that Aegon and his sisters Visenya and Rhaenys sailed to conquer the Seven Kingdoms. To preserve the blood royal and keep it pure, House Targaryen has often followed the Valyrian custom of wedding brother to sister. Aegon himself took both his sisters to wife, and fathered sons on each. The Targaryen banner is a three-headed dragon, red on black, the three heads representing Aegon and his sisters. The Targaryen words are fire and blood. The Targaryen succession, dated by the years after Aegon's landing: 1 to 37 AC. Aegon I, Aegon the Conqueror, Aegon the Dragon. 37 to 42 AC. Aenys I, son of Aegon and Rhaenys. 42 to 48 AC. Maegor I, Maegor the Cruel, son of Aegon and Visenya. 48 to 103 AC. Jaehaerys I, the Old King, the Consoliator, Aenys' son. 103 to 129 AC. Viserys I, grandson to Jaehaerys. 129 to 131 AC. Aegon II, eldest son of Viserys. Aegon II's ascent was disputed by his sister Rhaenyra, a year his elder. Both perished in the war between them, called by singers the Dance of Dragons. 131 to 157 AC. Aegon III, the Dragonbane, Rhaenyra's son. The last of the Targaryen dragons died during the reign of Aegon III. 157 to 161 AC. Daeron I, the Young Dragon, the Boy King, eldest son of Aegon III. Daeron conquered Dorne, but was unable to hold it and died young. 161 to 171 AC. Baelor I, Baelor the Beloved, Baelor the Blessed, Septon and King, second son of Aegon III. 171 to 172 AC. Viserys II, younger brother of Aegon III. 172 to 184 AC. Aegon IV, the Unworthy, eldest son of Viserys. His younger brother, Prince Aemon the Dragon Knight, was champion and some say lover to Queen Daenerys. 184 to 209 AC. Daeron II, Queen Rhaenyra's son, by Aegon or Aemon. Daeron brought Dorne into the realm by wedding the Dornish prince Moriah. 209 to 221 AC. Aerys I, second son to Daeron II, left no issue. 221 to 233 AC. Maekar I, fourth son of Daeron II. 233 to 259 AC. Aegon V, the Unlikely, Maekar's fourth. 259 to 262 AC. Jaehaerys II, second son of Aegon the Unlikely. 262 to 238 AC. Ares II, the Mad King, only son to Jaehaerys. Therein the line of the Dragon Kings ended, when Ares II was dethroned and killed along with his heir, the Crown Prince Rhaegar Targaryen, slain by Robert Baratheon on the Trident. The last Targaryens. King Aerys Targaryen, deceased, the second of his name, slain by Jaime Lannister during the sack of King's Landing. His sister and wife, Queen Rhaella, deceased, of House Targaryen, died in childbed on Dragonstone. Their children, Prince Rhaegar, deceased, heir to the Iron Throne, slain by Robert Baratheon on the Trident. His wife, Princess Elia of House Martell, deceased, slain during the sack of King's Landing. Their children, Princess Rhaenys, deceased, a young girl slain during the sack of King's Landing. Prince Aegon, deceased, a babe, slain during the sack of King's Landing. Prince Viserys, styling himself Viserys, the third of his name, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms, called the Beggar King. Princess Daenerys, called Daenerys Stormborn, a maid of 13 years.